about something else. I didn't know who I was. And when you don't know who you are, I guarantee you there's somebody there to tell you who you are, who you should be. I wasn't flagging, I wasn't gangbanging. A lot of my partners and my family were a part of that, and if that's your thing, that's your thing. But I knew enough to know that I wasn't somebody else's dream. I wasn't somebody else's vision. A lot of my partners, you know, was repping a lot of different sects, and I'm like, you know, I'm not from that. I ain't from Cali, I ain't from Chicago, I ain't from Detroit, I ain't from the East Coast, I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. And what we got here is family. So I'm in there now.
I want to back up for a second.
Yes, sir.
Because you said something, all of this is important, but you said something that is really standing out in my mind. If you do not know who you are, there will be people who will tell you who you need to be.
Define you.
That's right. And so when we think about figuring out, because remember last week we were talking about how do you describe who you are? How do you describe who you're connected to? How do you describe what kinds of experiences you've had in family? If you can't describe and figure out who you are for yourself, there will be somebody who will try to tell you who you should be. That confusion is how many times we go astray.
It's important. I mean, I look at it, I'm just one from among y'all. You know, at the end of the day, it ain't that, you know, I'm somebody special, or I got the antidote, I got the way out. I mean, my journey is my journey at the end of the day. And you couldn't have told me at 18, 19 that, you know, this would have happened to me, because I seen stuff, you know, people do dumb stuff or whatever. But like, man, I'm slicker than that, I'm smarter than that. These characters, you know, they goofy, they on some other stuff, and this really was never my thing. But at the same time, I did what I did. So I'm in here and I'm really trying to really find out who I am in prison, not really understanding the direction I wanted to go in life. I was a kid that was always teased for talking proper. Had a name, Danny. Black guy named Danny. He talked white. Sounds a white name. You know what I'm saying? This type of stuff I had to go through. So, you know, when you got that kind of background and upbringing, and I grew up in suburban schools, but I was raised in the inner city, you know, you gotta prove it all the more that you really authentic, that you really a real dude. You one of them guys. So in there, it was a breeding ground. It was a proving ground. If Dion and I were blood brothers, were raised in the same house, and Dion was from Zion Baptist Church hooligans, I couldn't come sit at the table with Dion unless I was plugged in with the hooligans. And so that's how it was. So if you ain't plugged in, then you got to go and sit at the table with the neutrons, or, you know, those who are leading alternative sexual lifestyles, or those who have sex crimes, and, you know, that kind of stuff. This is the interesting thing, and I want to say this because of the sisters are in the room. I was raised around women and by women. And so with that, you know, being a man, not understanding who I was, it was easy for me to manipulate a woman into believing that I was who I said I was.
Wow. Wow.
It's something that we really have to wrap our mind around, because, you know, when you have that piece, it's important that you know who you are. Wow.
Can I interject also? It's funny that you say that, because women we can't raise our boys to be men. I'm not trying to do that. I need a man to show my sons how to be a man. For those who have young boys or young little ones that they got kids on the way, that's critical. And then the second piece I want to capitalize on is that if you can manipulate a woman and get her to believe what you want her to believe, that's a relationship issue, because you're not being real. So what's going to happen to the relationship, ladies, if he's not being real?
You know?
You gonna leave him?
Huh? You gonna leave him? What you gonna? If he lying to you, you learn that he's not being honest and true, and he's just saying what you need to hear him to say.
Some females take it in a different way.
Right. Okay.
But we still gonna be there. And I don't do relationships. So I don't know.
You don't do relationships, and you don't know. What you say? What did you say, Tab?
Some females take it in a different way.
Some females take it in a different way. Can you explain that a little bit more? I don't understand that.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, some females stay, come and go.
Oh, okay. Either you're on the constructive path or the destructive path. Which is it? You choose. The name of this program is what? What's the name of this
I
program?
forgot. Somebody just asked me that too. I don't even know which program.
Y'all know what the name of this
It's
program
not the
is?
WIA
I
program.
don't even know what church we are.
Choice. Choice. It's it's your choice. You make the decisions in your life. This is called the CHOiCE program. Literally, I named it purposefully choice. Daddy had some choices in life. He made some choices early on in his life. And his choices that he made early on impact his future life. But he's going to finish the story for you. But I really want you guys to hear what he's saying, take it in, chew on it, digest it, and then come out of here with some questions. I want him to be able to challenge your emotions and your spirit man. Because I know he has something, I know that what he's saying is going to make a difference in your life. So I'm going to turn it back over to Danny.